right, it sounds like the players are almost ready. It's Immortals, NaVi, and we haven't quite got the map veto done just yet. I'm Machine, he's Dazed, and it's map time. Still best of ones at this point in time, and we've already highlighted just how many tiebreakers could be going down, depending on how this one plays out. Sam.
You still don't understand that one. I
No.
asked them while we were gone what 5 times 6 was. Couldn't even do that.
No,
so.
I mean 5 times 5 is easy because that's the times table everyone can do, and I can do 2 times table. Those are the 2 I smash.
You know what else is easy?
Yeah?
This victory for my boys at Immortals. Oh, wow.
What? Mirage. Looks like it's going to be that map. Okay, so Mirage is coming up. It's going to be Immortals. Okie dokie, artichoke. Mirage between NaVi and Immortals. This should be a good one. These guys have had close games in the past.
Yes, they have.
Katowice, I believe.
I think Immortals' breakthrough victory was against NaVi on Cobble, though.
And you've been actually putting Immortals Mirage under a bit of a microscope recently. So
no, I think they're really solid on it. Yeah.
So would you go as far as putting
I think Immortals is going to win. Yeah.
Damn,
Portuguese flag.
Where is that Brazilian flag? You need to be flying one. What is this about? Okay, so it does look like you're expecting to see NaVi take this one. I know the casters may have a different opinion.
I just said Immortals.
Sorry,
NaVi.
excuse me. I think NaVi's going to win it. That's why there was a discrepancy. So the analyst area, brought to you by Xfinity, is split. We'll find out what the caster desk has to say. Boys and girls, what's your prediction?
I think we need a little bit more G Fuel over there in the analyst area.
I think they need it desperately. Can we hook them up with that? That'd be pretty cool. Although I'm pretty impressed with Dazed's kind of like, oh wow, that was pretty good. If we need another play-by-play caster, we know where we're going on that one. The guy's got a future there. I absolutely love that. You know, about as enthusiastic as Blue. So he's certainly been learning from the best on that one. But what are your thoughts on this then? Because we've got Dazed going for Immortals on this, and NaVi sitting with Alex. Kind of, you know, both of them splitting this one. Where are you going?
I have no idea because I
great job.
Yeah, you like
nice.
That? Because the thing is about this matchup, whenever which NaVi is going to show up.
Yeah.
Because at the moment they look bad. They're in disarray. This is tough times for NaVi and NaVi fans. But the one thing they do have, which makes it so hard to continuously predict against them, is Simple, who can take over and win a match single-handedly against the best teams in the world. Yeah. They've got Guardian, who can do the same thing. Granted, we haven't seen it very much recently. They've got Flamey, who can have massive impact. I mean, those 3 players alone have been like some of the best players in the world at different times, sometimes at the same time. So, I mean, there's a lot of question marks. As if they're going to show up, you have to edge it towards NaVi, just based on that skill. I think for Immortals, they need another big game out of Henny.
Okay.
I think that because I think from what we saw, at least we saw Henny, or someone I watched Henny just destroy Liquid on Cash, and then we watched just now him versus Astralis miss some pretty routine shots for an upper. So
bit of a shame.
we got to have the Henny that was there against Liquid.
Well, if you throw your minds back to what was mentioned, I guess just up there, the Katowice victory for NaVi in the end, I think it was like a 16-13. It was Henny going massive as well. Yeah. He was having a big game. He was actually able to challenge out against the likes of Guardian, succeed well against him. Now, of course, this was prior to the Simple days, so it's a little bit of a different factor for both sides in a way, but still, throw your minds back to that if you really want to. It was a great game. It was that solid best of 3 that did go all 3 maps, but it was NaVi who won out in the end on that one. But Immortals have a really good shot at this because I think, as you highlighted, the skill ceiling that most people will look at between these two will always sit with NaVi. If everything goes right for them, I don't think Immortals can break it.
But nothing's been going right for NaVi today.
Exactly. That's the swing factor here. It really hasn't been a great tournament run for them so far. They've not looked like the NaVi that everyone kind of predicted coming through because they did have a small honeymoon period coming out with Simple. He started to show like some real good play. We started to see
New York.
Yeah, exactly. It was like at that point, it's like, okay, this is the big picture. This is the NaVi. This is maybe not even their full strength. Everyone started to go, well, these guys, world beaters right now, top 3, definitely in every single event they're going to go to. And then maybe that honeymoon period started to chip away a little bit, and you get kind of right down to the nitty-gritty where you have to be running out those nice default plays, get everything crossed off. It's stuff like that maybe they're just not lacking.
This is all stuff that we talk about before we even get to the fact that one of the big struggles this team has had on previous maps that have been amazing for them, like Train, like Overpasses, like Mirages that are a little bit more CT heavy, is the fact that NaVi sometimes really struggles to get T rounds, and that's where that hit from the coaching change, where Starks is no longer able to call the tactics, where they have C's who's inexperienced in that capacity, who himself was playing phenomenally before he had to pick up the mantle of an in-game leader, like a week after they dropped Zeus as well, who was formerly an in-game leader. So there's been a couple unfortunate circumstances that have conspired to make this NaVi team, which looked poised to become one of the best teams in the world, look pretty shaky.
But you could never underestimate them. You can never look at NaVi and go, yeah, but don't worry. It's always going to be there. There's always that factor of if it goes right, you can't stop them. But The big question is, will it go right here? It looks like NaVi going to go for the play, bit of a quick smoke towards stairs possibly, and NaVi going to play out through Palace, just utilizing that. Actually, they've got 2 smokes, so maybe 1 stairs, 1 jungle, possibly a bit of CT play, and even a nice bit of a... What is this? Lucas going for the Julies. I love a bit of this. All right. Bit of something different. So aggression through, you know, underpass there, a little bit of aggression towards ramp with the Julies. This is gorgeous stuff from Immortals.
Yeah, well, it's calculated because now they have Phelps pushing up still and Lucas here, and everyone from Immortals has rotated back. There's going to be 4 players here. The one issue is Lucas's position. There's no chance to help him out, so he's got to do well. He's completely blind. The Dualies do nothing.
Absolutely nothing. This is a really nice piece so far from NaVi if they can actually continue it up. A bit of a gap there in the smoke, but a face from Edward being created as the raid boss will eventually work it out. But down to the 3v3, the bomb's yet to be planted. The CT side can just hit the brakes for a second and then try and play their way back in, because look where Phelps is. This rotate he went on, this journey he's gone through a Mirage didn't stop. He's all the way around the back, and he's going to see everything. Bomb plied for short. Beautiful execution towards Guardian. Now down to the 2 remaining players for NaVi. Good positions for the afterplant, but it should be noted internally along with the Immortal side going, well, they're not going to be ramp. Maybe there's a chance, but it's unlikely. But Edward still has such a good position with this Tech 9. Simple lands a shot towards Phelps, and now it's Henny left in a 1v2. He knows roughly where they are as well, so it's just a matter of him trying to get into this, but time is ticking. He needs to get these fights going fast, and they're just going to be toying with him, toying with their food here, and Simple takes a long fight, sets up Edward for the shot, and well, at this one, I'm not sure if there's even enough time to go for the defuse here.
I mean, he's picked up the kit, but he has to stick it. This should be a win for Simple, and he's going to come up these stairs. Yeah, he's going to be... Okay, there we go. Thank God. That could have been really dicey. Missed a couple shots and have brought him down a little bit low, but he does get it in the end. That's a really nicely played 2-on-3 pistol or post plant for Edward and Simple together. This flank from Phelps, I mean, the idea was right for Immortals. You could really see it, and it worked out so well, but NaVi just pulls it right back at the end.
You could imagine if maybe there's a little bit more play with the Julies, or something towards that ramp aggression, but I love the way that NaVi even checked it off. That a little bit of play coming through the... I guess it was their flash to clear that. I can't imagine it was a team flash from Immortals.
That was NaVi's flash.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And it's just going through the motions of that is lovely, all-encompassing.
That's the one criticism you could have of that pistol round for Immortals, because everything else was set up perfectly, but if you're going to have that kind of a situation where the plan is to have someone aggressive towards B and stack that A bomb site, why even have Lucas be that aggressive to the point where if there's 3 extra teammates there, have him in a position where those 3 teammates can help out, where they can assist him, because that was a very, very lonely fight he took.
And feeling a little lonely now they might be with that 1 round sitting with NaVi, and yet NaVi going to be taking their time on this. No need to rush, although the pacing with NaVi has been another adjustment that can be discussed throughout this game. Kind of going away from that 40-second marker, playing a lot faster rounds throughout their tournaments recently, and hey, it's been working out sometimes and other times not so much so, but right now NaVi going through the motions of clearing everything they can within a safe sort of area, so the deep smoke towards connector allows C's to have a peek in. But there's a couple of threats here and there. The problem being that players can sit in these close corners with the CZs. The player just on short right behind Edward, and Edward's going to get punished for that. A bit of a quick play as well, going to come up through short as well. Exchanges are plenty here, and NaVi left standing, but with only 3 players against the 4 of the opposition. No plant to be seen either, and now Flamey's going to commit in, just jumps out on his own, gets met by Bolts, and Bolts comes up with another. Seized is going to fall, and Bolts finds 3, and that is a massive turn of events for Immortals.
That's going to be frustrating, and you can already see, I mean, just looking at the player cam, Simple turns to the team to just chat and maybe see what happened, but Bolts with a triple kill there, and I mean, this is just a little bit individual. Simple gets picked off initially, Edward trades it, but he's not ready for this kind of push. There is a player on Catwalk coming up, but he's a little bit late and disjointed, so I mean, they get a little bit too spread out, and Bolts takes complete advantage with that 5-7.
Just beautiful stuff from Immortals, playing those angles, and considering Navi's approach initially was quite nice. I like the way they were just going through what they need to do there, clearing out the corners. That eventual final hit towards the site just never came through. As you said, maybe spreading apart a little bit too much, getting picked to pieces. But Navi now, let's look at the purchase again. Deagle's Tech 9s, no utility though. Absolutely none at this point. So at the end of the day, Immortals just looking for the fights, and that's at Navi at this point. And he's got to be careful. You don't want to lose out in these sort of things. You don't want to lose out on those full rifles that he has. The nade will do the work for him.
Yeah, it got a little dicey though.
Yeah,
I mean, the situation where Deagle might have been able to pick him off. Henny gets caught in a long-range spray battle. Now peeking down, he just wants to get the hell out. Unfortunately, it's Phelps who's trying to assist him, and Seized picks him off. So now more aggression upper B tunnels as well. Actually, Steel playing right behind this Molotov.
And I love this. This is something that SK used to, or Luminosity, I guess, used to do as well. Is kind of pushing in, always keeping some sort of play towards map control, always keeping ways in of just kind of making the opposition feel really uncomfortable, and it's just worked out well again.
It's also, I mean, if you're that B defender, sometimes on this map, it can feel very boring and very stale. I mean, pushing up in B tunnels, while it's a risk and it's a calculated risk, it's a way for you to feel like engaged in the match, so you don't just kind of zone out, because you're actually contributing, whether you get the kills, whether you get the information, whatever it might be. It feels like you're helping your team win the rounds rather than just sitting in the bomb site and doing nothing unless they come to you.
Nice, and I wouldn't say nice play, smart play from Steel to back away from that. didn't want to overextend and give away any sort of, I guess, chance. And now he's down on 5 HP, and they need to take the fire and close it down. And they do. It was a little bit, a little bit scary there. Lucas was a little bit low, Steel a little bit low as well. But they keep themselves alive. They weather the storm. Na'Vi don't get a cheeky way back in. A little bit of damage dealt, certainly. But still, Na'Vi's in a bad predicament money-wise, so they just have to suffer through this one.
Yeah, this is a round they'll have to pretty much sit back and not really invest in anything. And I don't even know, the next round, I'm not even sure Guardian might be able to pick up that AWP if he chooses. It's going to be a little bit sketchy. I think he'd have to go no armor with it, if my math quickly on the moment is anything to brag about. But yeah, this round is going to be Edward getting cleaned out. It almost seems like, I mean, that's a peak from bolts up towards the top of mid, and all that's really left is for this hit to come into play and for Lucas to build up a bunch of bonus money against unarmored opponents.
Yeah, Lucas is going to have a well of a time here if the timing is right. And there we go, first one falls, second one to follow. And a nice addition of money for him. And you can see him just hunting down for more. And why not? We've got the SMG, you might as well go and try and do something with it. Elige certainly did very well earlier, doing just the same thing almost. A little bit of a different spot, of course, but it does the job that was required. And now Immortals stabilised quite nicely after a little bit of a hairy start there. It looks a bit worrying. You thought, okay, well, Navi's turned up to play, but still, Immortals respond in kind. 3-1 is the scoreline thus far. Already bolts off to a good start, of course, kind of a little bit of a bashing there to begin with, but still, this is where it starts to become interesting. These are the rounds that define the end of this game. 3-1 at the moment. Na'Vi now back on the bye, so they're going to have a little bit of stuff to play with this time in comparison to previous rounds. They just had to kind of suffer through the beating they were taking, but already Guardian going to get a little bit of a challenge here. But Phelps going straight towards underpass. Again, the CT-sided aggression already being displayed from Immortals could be a real hindrance towards Na'Vi, and there it is. Seized is going to be on the receiving end of that one, and already an initial advantage sitting in Immortals' hands.
Yeah, now they don't really have to pressure this mid whatsoever. I mean, Henny's still going to stick around while this smoke is up, but at a certain point, he's just going to fall away when that dissipates.
And again, though, look at the information they're gathering. Immortals are pushing up everywhere. They are not being passive in any way, shape, or form. They're so actively looking towards this. It's almost like a T-side for them. They're actively playing in towards Na'Vi here, and they've got everything going their way so far. I
mean, when you think about it as well, I mean, this Guardians is going to be a little bit frustrated when this comes into play. Phelps, that's a free kill for him. Flamey's got to make a play, and he does. Finds a nice clean shot onto Lucas, and he's going to have to spearhead the way into this A bomb site, smoke things off. Hopefully they can get a plant. Bolts has rotated towards CT spawn, but how aggressive does he actually want to be? And here's Flamey again. Now he's got to protect the plant, and he does. Big kills coming out for Flamey have given Na'Vi a chance in this round.
Flamey the absolute rock for Na'Vi so far to create even a small window of opportunity. Now down to the 3v3 is more than possible, but Phelps, playing a little bit ahead of maybe what they'd expect here, finds the shot towards Simple, so it's down to 2 now. Flamey and Edward. Edward playing deeper towards Ramp, Flamey up towards Tetris, and it's all going well for them now. Henny left in the 1v2. He's got a kit, but only an AWP as well to play into this one with, and it's not going to be easy. They're not going to let him have a shot at this, surely, but Edward with a wide peak is going to win it out, and there we go. Na'Vi stabilized after what situationally looked dire for them early on.
Yeah, I mean, this is where you say Na'Vi, no matter how, uncomfortable they might look and how, disorganized and, underperforming they might be, just the individual talent of these players. This is a clean shot from Flamey. Moving forward, he gets another one, and then he just continues to protect the bomb. And I mean, even Edward here with this wide peak, Flamey's picking up top. So even if Edward gets killed or misses that kill, Flamey's right there to recover. So 3 kills from Flamey, but the first 2 to even just open the round up and give Na'Vi a chance.
All right. Simple on the AWP over Guardian as well. I don't know if he maybe had a better mid-spawn, but it doesn't look like he's done particularly anything with it. So maybe something to look at in towards the rest of this game if this seems to be a common factor. But for now, we'll see what it just comes towards as Guardian's waiting in the wings. If you drop that for a second, it's mine. But a slow beginning here. Simple taking his time on these peaks, just slowly working this out.
There
and there's the switch up.
You don't see that every day.
No.
Nice. Simple, just giving the up. Beautiful stuff. So now 2 players from Na'Vi. I mean, look at this from C's as well. Perhaps they've gotten the indication that there's going to be a lot of pushes towards B because they did get punished with it a couple times, and now C's is just saying, this is not going to happen again.
But it also sets a marker as well, as the CT side to be able to set kind of those precedents is not necessarily a common factor, especially in, I guess, map positioning. It means that, of course, Na'Vi have to expend some sort of investment towards claiming that back or keeping presence there. It means that they have to play to a little bit of what Immortals were kind of, I guess, the song they were playing earlier.
Well, and you can even say that Immortals, because of that aggression in B halls, they're already going to be winning if they keep C's camped out there waiting for that push. So that's the mind game, because Immortals for the rest of this half could never go back to that and just bring it back out later on. And even now you see a little bit of Steel pushing up, like a little bit of just peeking deep into these halls. C's still looking for it as well. That's a shotgun, so C's, if he commits forward, he's got to be careful.
Oh, C's, be careful. 34 HP and Steel is going...
Oh, okay.
All right, C's, that's a nice way to just execute Steel on the way through, but it's going to be an A hit no matter what. This is what they were intending from the beginning, but Bolt's position gets wiped just pretty much instantly. Luke is the only one who can stop this before it starts. Great flash comes in, and it will at least hinder their approach for a while, and it's going to be a nuisance to clear it out, but there it is. 6-shot comes in from Guardian, but timing is going to be a bit of a factor here. Henny can't stop it though, player from short, 2 on towards site. It's job done for NaVi with 3 seconds remaining.
Just a suffocating hit, so nicely done from NaVi. Big picks, obviously that C's battle, that's a massive win to start things out.
That was impressive as hell that he managed to just work that one through. But I guess this is what we said before, though. Even with some of the best crafted plans, some of the best intentions, there's still a great deal of talent on the NaVi side that can just kind of rectify that instantly.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, we saw Flamey already open up a site and pretty much win around single-handedly. Simple hasn't even really gotten involved yet. A nice shot from Guardian with the AWP to get his first kill on the board. And then you have Edward and Cease who just make some smart plays. So still very dangerous despite, you know, how they've looked in certain matches, this NaVi team.
Yeah, NaVi, again, you can't underestimate them. Of course, longevity will be a factor into this. How much can they get away with just doing that sort of thing? Again, a question later down the line we'll probably have to come and face. But for now, it's got them back into the game at 3-3 here. And Flamey's going to go on the mission of making money. Lucas could be the first sort of victim to fall to this. Again, there is Bolts as well, for example, playing towards jungle. So there is a possibility of making some decent bank here, and that's what he's looking for, but he doesn't get it done. In the end, Bolts will find him first, but it's an easy round for NaVi. It's walking through the motions of things here. Bolt's not going to be really able to find too much, I can imagine. Even though the bomb's still in spawn, it's not going to happen. It's done, dusted. They lose one man. He was the one with the SMG anyway, so he was just purely looking for that money.
Yeah, and this is going to have to, maybe not have to be a double save. I thought they might have to go through with it, but the losing bonus is nice for the Immortal side, as they're going to be able to pick up the rifles. No op on Henny, unfortunately for them. You can see he's down at a UMP. He only had $1,300, I believe, before this round began, so no chance of him getting up to the op. They do have one kit. That's on Henny, so they have to be very careful how they're going to play retake scenarios, how they're going to, if they're going to give up bomb sites and potentially try and, you know, just let NaVi have them. And the utility might start to run out a little bit early. As you can see, Phelps, I mean, he's only got one smoke.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see what NaVi do as well. You've got Simple and Guardian posturing towards the A hit. NaVi kind of laying down the tracks as well to mid towards A, and it looks quite quick. I guess it does negate that kind of B presence. It keeps them somewhat unaware, but now they know exactly what's happening as the kills start to come through and the faces come in, but actually, it's Immortals just landing the shots here. Guardian Edward get cut off. Now Simple's in a bit of a spot here, all on his own with the bomb towards A ramp, but Seas breaks through towards mid, and Police pulls a small piece of, I guess, window of opportunity back for them. Simple, desperate to find one of these players on the site. He knows he's around here somewhere. He knows that his teammates have fallen into their hands, and he gets a brilliant opportunity towards Henny, but will he expect Lucas? No. Lucas waited patiently, maybe a little too long, but he's done the job. The bomb's now down on the site, and these two players are left in no man's land.
I believe that smoke that Lucas was hiding in was his own. So using that to cover himself, and Simple's got to be a little bit frustrated with that one. But still, I mean, despite the fact that it's looking like, unless C's can pull off this 1 versus 2, which would be huge for him, they've done great damage to the economy of Immortals. So even in a loss, the money on Immortals is not going to be that strong. So a chance for NaVi still to just reset this and just climb even higher into a big lead. And Guardian's going to have the AWP for this round.
We keep our eyes on that, man. He's not having a big one just yet in terms of what Guardian can achieve, but I wouldn't be too surprised to see him starting to build into this one down the line, but I think another pause has come through, so these guys are going to be talking things through here at this point. Not sure why. I think it was a NaVi pause at this point, but maybe a discussion or two maybe had.
Well, I mean, this is a big round in the context of this half, because if NaVi's able to win this round and reset that money, then they do get to, you know, potentially this is a double save territory for Immortals, and they get to climb up towards 6, maybe 7. So also, if they lose this, Immortals has a great chance of stabilizing this economy, and then it makes that defense all that more difficult. So this is one of those, you know, every round has like 2 to 3, or every half has like 2 to 3 rounds that are like the impact rounds, where if you win those, if your team wins it, it's either going to propel you and snowball you into a big lead, or you're going to have to claw and fight instead. So this is one of them.
I want to see if there's aggression from Immortals, and there is. This is what I like about these guys. They know the weight of the value of this round. A beautiful flash sets it up as well. Phelps can't quite do the damage that he wanted. He's going to get away unscathed, but I like it. I like that sort of, you know, very gutsy play to pull off in these big rounds, but now they need to stabilize, slow it down. But Guardian needs to be careful. That Molly's done so much. Flamey and Guardian both down to around half HP, but you know, this round needs to slow down eventually. These two teams have been kind of desperate to break into each other, try and find that first pick, but neither have fallen yet. Yeah,
I mean, that's a cool idea from Immortals. Get aggressive there, but it's even cooler that you see Phelps misses that initial fight, and instead of trying to press the issue, he just bails out. You know, yeah, you don't gain your team necessarily anything, but you also don't lose your team anything, which is smart play at the moment in this round. So tough part is, again, Immortals running out of utility to use. No more smokes left. They have 2 flashes, a nade, and a Molotov.
That's the big thing. When you have something like a UMP or something a little bit less than ideal, you want to try and make the highest value for it, because you know it doesn't have the sustainability to go into those late rounds. But we'll have to see how he kind of fashions this in, how he kind of shoehorns it into the round. And so far, he's found a nice little spot there, but he can't make it actually count in the end. And Bolts tries to pick up the slack, but we traded out in the end. Caesar will claim him, but still going to be doing some decent work, and back and forth we go. But at the end of the day, the bomb is down. NaVi still have that mid-step at the moment, but Lucas and Henny can stop this. They've got 30 seconds here.
And if you're a defender, if you're Henny or Lucas, you're feeling so uncomfortable because there's no way these guys can work together. We just heard Daze beautifully explain how you can come back from a man disadvantaged situation. There's no chance for any kind of a cheat rotate here. They're so far away, so it's going to come down to timing. And this position from Henny is actually pretty clever.
And he had no idea where they were coming from, but that's the bomb. He knows everything now. He almost followed up with a second as well. Look at the HP left remaining. 15 on Simple, 45 on Guardian, and the bomb will go down. Lucas left in the 1v2. Now, how much he knows of how low they are, we're yet to find out. And will it matter? No. Simple denies it before it begins. But that position looked almost deadly there. You can see there's a little bit of a spot you can almost kind of see towards short on if they swing out by the pillar a little bit too far, but didn't really come to much more than that.
Yeah, and this is that nightmare for Immortals. And because it's a double save scenario, they're just going to buy up in this round. They had so many players sitting right around 1,400. And that's just so uncomfortable. So they go for the buy. Going to be a shotgun on Phelps, scout. Oh, well, the guns are getting dropped around. Shotgun on Steel, scout on Henny. Excuse me.
I just want to mess with you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. But yeah, I mean, they're going to be saving anyway, so why not invest in this? Why not see if one of these deagles, if this scout from Henny can get you some kind of a miraculous opportunity in the round? But at the moment, NaVi with 5 rounds on the T side is looking very, very good.
Yeah, and considering they got kind of messed with in that second round, it went back into the hands of Immortals. They've not had the easiest beginning either. They've had to win those kind of hard fought out rounds. This is one where you'd maybe expect them to go, I guess, through the motions, being a little bit meticulous as they may be, but it should be around on the board for them. It's a little bit dangerous. We've seen that Immortals can do it, of course, when the advantage is sat with NaVi. It can be done, but it shouldn't be seen every single time. But here we go. Let's see how much damage maybe Immortals can achieve.
Ooh.
And that's a nade and a half.
Eat it. Bolts, that does not feel good. All right, now coming up connector is C. He's going to lead the way. A little bit blocked off by the smoke, but I mean, we've seen this is a position where he can just chill in that connector, cut off rotations, but instead it's going to be a mass push towards Catwalk. There's one defender here, it's Phelps. Can they trade him off? Can they get him in time? No, Edward can't find the kill, but he's so very low. No chance to do anything else. Edward hunts him down. This shotgun from Steel, a little bit long range for that jump, and it looks like NaVi, they want to stay at that range. Steel can find nothing, goes for the reload, and Flamey's there. Nice patient play from NaVi.
That's so impressive. That could have been such a risky position that could have really hindered them, but no. There it is. Flamey finding Henny means that this one's almost in the bag, unless Bolts and Lucas can do something almost, impossible at this point, and there it is. So bomb's now planted for Alive, and NaVi almost falling a little bit there. I like the way Phelps was playing a little bit differently as well, not in towards that ladder room anymore, a little bit further back, a little bit closer towards short. So even with the investment of the molly, kind of countering what almost worked in that, or what did work in that second round for Immortals, it's a nice little bit of a mind game from them, but it didn't work out more than that first kill. But for what it's worth, they've done okay. I guess they took down Guardian, but, at the end of the day, it's not what they would have won. But, all right, Lucas, that's a nice shot.
That did look good. Flamey's down. Edward, next up, tag, but Lucas is just going to... I mean, they don't have to dedicate themselves to hunting this down, so Lucas is going to go for the peak. Simple's going to drop that off over to Guardian, as we saw earlier. I mean, speaking of Guardian, a little bit quiet, only 1 kill in this so far, and for NaVi to be up 6-4 with Guardian at that kind of a kill level, that's pretty nice. If he does come online, then obviously Immortals is going to be in a very, very tough spot.
Yeah, and we were discussing players to step up and who's the player to be looking at. So far, I've got to say it for me, Flamey's being the rock that a lot of people like to watch and see him perform in that way. He's not doing the big flashy kills as such, but he's closing down these rounds that you want to be seeing. As I said, the player you can depend upon. But at the moment, Immortals just going to have to deal with this round. It's one that you're just going to have to suffer through. A P250 or 2 invested in towards, but beyond that, absolutely nothing else.
The next thing I'm looking for, and it's interesting that Seal just did there, I was just about to say, is what marked the success in the beginning of this half for Immortals was a lot of that B pressure. And it wasn't necessarily the kills they got by pushing B, it was the information on top of that. So I'm expecting them to go back to it in a gun round here coming up, but that's why it's kind of interesting that Steel just did it with the pistol, because that also might just be a refresher for NaVi, saying like, oh yeah, they do like to push B, we'll be careful for it next round. So that could be, it'll be interesting to see what they decide to go to, because Immortals, ever since they stopped doing that kind of B aggression, they've been missing something in this defense.
I can imagine it's frustrating to try and do it when people, I think it was seized earlier on, of course, just hits that kind of almost moving shot towards him, the execution. But like, it's frustrating, and maybe it individually gets into the player's head going, well, maybe I can't do that again. Maybe they're already aware of it. And that's the kind of mind games that go back and forth in those almost individual kind of positions. But again, NaVi not even going to look towards it. I mean, it looks like just pretty much a pure A hit going to come in, maybe somewhat default almost towards just that A execute. But Not at the moment. No one really going for the smokes. They might play ahead of them. There's so much left open with NaVi here. They have so much opportunity now.
This might just be a contact play through the smoke with the amount of mid-pressure they've been putting on. So let's see if we can surprise him. Yeah, one flash, and now Lucas knows it's coming, but he's all alone. His teammates are in connector. He's been spotted out as well. C's is just going to drop him. No help, no support. Lucas, you got nothing to do, and now NaVi's going to take this bomb site.
Love that from NaVi, just playing out with that one flash to allow them through in case there's anyone just spotting towards ramp. Lets them in, then they do the smokes. It's just paid off absolutely perfectly, and then some. 5 alive as well. Bomb site under wraps. The full play from Immortals, I don't know what you can do. No kits, 1 smoke to play retake. This one's looking almost a little bit of a reach here for them to come back in towards, but I wouldn't put it past them to do some damage at least.
If they don't get the next kill and they don't get it in the next 5 seconds or so, they need to just bail out and save these guns. And I'm surprised actually they're still sticking around and being this committed. It already looks like the 3 members, Phelps is just going to drop that smoke to cover his retreat. His teammates have bailed out. So, yeah, this is a clean win for NaVi and a great tactical outcall, using the fact that they've been punishing in mid, and ooh, even Phelps almost getting spammed down, but using the fact that they've been so aggressive in middle. Oh, simple, that's a nice shot. Good find. Phelps is going to be stressed out. But I mean, that's the mind game, and you can see Immortals, again, setting up a defense to defend against that mid pressure and then just not expecting an explosion through the smoke.
And I guess that's a frustration as well. If NaVi, off to the back of that pause as well, Immortals have had theirs throughout this. They've maybe discussed, okay, well, how do we counter this? As you said, they come in with that kind of, I guess, approach towards locking down mid and then instantly throw that curveball at them once they go into that big buy round, once they know they've got some weapons beside them. They hit A. Love that sort of mind game from NaVi, showing a really nice presence of mind throughout it. Guardian maybe going to go for a quick pick here. Just misses the players going towards connector 2, of course, there, and actually catching a grenade for that sort of peak.
This time it's only seized in middle. He has the cover of this smoke, but the rest of NaVi, a couple were towards A initially, a couple rotating back towards B, so maybe switching things up again, really throwing a lot of different looks at this Immortals team. This time, I mean, still a lean for these 2 players in connector. That's a nice find from C's. That's sick. And, I mean, there's got to be a punish here. Someone has to equalize this. Phelps on catwalk, and actually C's even spots that out through the smoke. He's got 1 more in connector. I don't think he's going to expect that, so finally he's taken care of. And NaVi, it looked like they were going to posture to hit this B bomb site, but everyone's starting to fall away now.
Absolutely love one individual can play that game so well. He controlled mid for that time. Did lose out towards bolts in the end, but an unpredictable position that obviously Immortals had to deal with, just purely because of the back of one man's play. But now down to 57-ish seconds. NaVi traditionally like to fall back to those A hits when they get picked up towards 4 players. It's something that they used to do against teams like, I guess, Luminosity, who started to read it so well. Became such a huge hindrance towards NaVi on Mirage, but Bolt's going to play it impeccably towards middle, finding Simple with his back turned. Lovely little free pickup there, and now Lucas surely has to be aware there could be a problem now coming his way.
Yeah, and Bolts, that's a nice peek. Are they going to be prepared for Lucas underneath this, though? Are they going to clear it out? It's going to be Edward who's got to do it, because Guardian up top, he's not really going to be able to with that AWP, not a fully functional weapon. So smoke comes out. It still looks like they have no indication that Lucas is here. There's the spam on a Guardian. There's the trade from Edward. He's got the bomb as well. 18 seconds left, and he's got to be prepared for this peek, and I don't think he's going to. He fakes it, and he swings out towards mid. It's the right idea, but Phelps is there for the victory. And even Steel would have been able to trade that kill. So Immortals, they survive by the skin of their teeth, and they've got a 5th.
I still love this play from Caesar. Look at this. And even predicting the short play, that was the big bit that got me, was the fact that he was so ready for that as well to fall off the back of it.
Oh yeah, there's a pause. Give me the nose. What's up?
Hey buddy, you good?
On? Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah?
Just so zoned in.
Zoned in. I also want to find out what's going on in the other games, because obviously it's all being played out simultaneously, so if anyone can let us know, that'd be awesome. We can keep you guys updated at home if you're not checking in, because I think the other games
Alex?
go on the second
I feel like
stream.
there's an app for that.
Alex, let us know if there is some sort of app that you can find all the latest scores and...
Not as polished.
No, that's why I don't get
Certainly.
the big bucks from it,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
But yeah,
I wish.
I mean, now Immortals, they have to survive this one. Getting reset here, kind of, I mean, there's only what, 2 rounds left in the half, so losing this for Immortals would pretty much resign NaVi to getting up towards 10. Should be said, this is already a phenomenal T-side out of NaVi. And yeah, we are going to get live underway. There we are. What's up? C's seeing some pressure. Here's a little bit more of that. There's 4 bodies towards the B site. Obviously, C's doesn't know this yet. He's going to peek, and now he just needs to get away. He's lost the fight, and he can actually even read it's coming. He's getting out of the way in time. Nope. Oh, that's so punishing. Thankfully, I think it's Simple who's come back to pick up the bomb.
Well, he's not actually gone for the bomb. He's slow walking himself through this. No one's picking up the bomb here, which is kind of unnerving. But it's not even gone particularly well for them either. Bolt's finding Flamey here means they're just thinning out by numbers, and NaVi has no step towards the map anywhere, apart from maybe Guardian in middle.
It's not a bad call as well. Flamey does fall towards the A site trying to make a play on a Palace, but C's spotted at least 3. So Flamey's thinking, yeah, one's got to have eyes on mid, so I should be able to find a one-on-one here, and unfortunately he loses that fight. But it's not a bad idea in the context of the whole map. Just doesn't work out in his favor. Now, NaVi coming up catwalk.
Here we go. Simple. Brazen as you like, right on top of this one. Maybe a play towards window, and here he goes. He's got a player behind him, player in front of him, but little does he know it, and Phelps is going to have a good idea of what's right about there. Takes down the first and looks for a bit of a pickup off the back, a quick play, but it's not to be him to be able to do it. It's probably Steel working his way up, and it looks like Immortals are going to give NaVi just enough rope to hang themselves with here, unless Edward can do something almost impossible by this point, and there it is. Bolt shuts it down before it begins, and Immortals get another one on the board.
Yeah, 6. So really bringing themselves back into this half, getting themselves as big of a window as possible into the second half to be able to come back on their own T side. Henny's got the AWP. It's a nice shot from Guardian, but yeah, simple. I mean, still trying to make a play a little bit desperate in this kind of a situation as you have no indication of what's coming. You know your map control is shrinking. You know the size of where you can make a play is shrinking. So going into window and he just gets caught off guard.
And I've got to give credit where it's due, at least in my eyes. I love the versatility coming from Immortals on their CT side. We've seen so many different kind of looks from them as well. That 4-man play towards B, a little bit quirky, I guess, a little bit of a Hail Mary play at this point, but it worked out, and now NaVi has to respect this as maybe something they're looking at, and Guardian looking to try and find a way back into it, claims the first body, and that's Steel, and will they play quickly off the back? Yes. Guardian wants to find more room to play with, and he might just find another victim to fall prey to, but no, Henny's there first, quicker on the trigger, and now they're getting ready for what's coming their way. Will the bomb now commit towards B? We'll see if NaVi keeps going for this one, because Phelps is in a great spot.
Yeah, and Simple just assumes that's clear just because Guardian was just there, so no reason for him to expect Phelps to arrive, but I mean, great rotation by Henny to get there in time, and yeah, the bomb's going to cut back up connector towards the A site. That's a big win from Flaby. He's been entering onto this A bomb site so efficiently this game, and now it's so awkward for Immortals. They rotated over towards B, now they've got to come all the way back, and there's just no ground for them to gain. Even Edward picking off Phelps, who's got to hustle a bit, and Henny trying to surprise Flamey, but eats a flashbang, and he's blind. That's going to be a second kill for Edward in the round, and it's going to end 9-6 for NaVi.
Yeah, what a back-and-forth game, though, from start to finish. It looked like NaVi were going to get off to a good start. Immortals build right back into it, showing some real class on their CT side. Versatility, aggression, everything you want, but NaVi retain the lead. Let's see if they can in that second half. (9-6) on the half here. NaVi sitting in a good position, but it certainly wasn't an easy game for them. Immortals showing them some real class on the CT side, but not quite able to pinch out that many rounds.
Especially when you consider NaVi wins the pistol round and then loses the second round. I mean, that right there can put you on tilt, and especially on the T side, it can be hard to come back from. And Look at this play from Immortals. No finesse here, just a straight up B rush, and both players from NaVi are completely blind. Sees just trying and hoping and praying it connects, and it does. There they are, Simple and Sees, 4 kills. The B rush has been stopped. Henny's here, but so is the rest of NaVi, and Guardian's gonna clean it up.
Simple and C's just scything them down there as soon as it wanted to come through, and NaVi had no utility, no stopping power beyond the fact that they were going to be left standing. And look how blind they were as well for such a long time, but still come out swinging. Good stuff from NaVi to begin this one back off with a bang for themselves.
That's both pistol rounds.
It is, but if we stick true to the last half, this will be an Immortals round, but I'm not too sure.
I was hoping for like a calm
All
pistol round.
right. Just showing off that, not quite exactly the same there, Moses.
What's that? What? I was moving on. I don't even know where you're going with that one. Well, rifles on the board for NaVi. Not as many SMGs as we normally see. Perhaps knowing some of this armor is going to come out, wanting to be able to penetrate the head armor. And at the moment, it's pretty low-key from Immortals. They have actually a decent setup. They have mid-control, and they don't seem to be too many... I mean, Edward's watching it from Triple Box's Guardians here as well. That's a big kill. I mean, those are 3 big kills. Nice. Right there it is, and this is all the danger is gone.
Really, really nice. Just clean as you like there. Beautiful play. Just a quick update on the other games as well. Liquid leading over G2 at the moment, 11-3, but that is Nuke and they're on the CT side, so don't write it off just yet.
It's been a T-sided map today.
All right. Astralis, Tyloo, 8-5, Astralis leading there as well. So keep your eyes updated on the scores. Of course, head over to any of your news sites that you prefer. But for now, we dive into this one at 11-6. NaVi in control, and it looks like this round will go somewhat of the same thing as the Massacre might just go down on towards A.
Yeah, the rifles here, and I mean, just blocks, maybe a P250 here. There, no real amount of danger for the NaVi side, and it doesn't even look like they're going to lose a single weapon. Don't let me down, Edward. Thank you. So 12-6 now a commanding lead, and this is the thing. I mean, this gap can close pretty quickly, but if Immortals lose this round, I mean, it just becomes just almost nearly impossible mountain to climb.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Immortals can do this, but then again, it looked like they just want to get that pistol round out of the way. So this is the real kind of meat of the sandwich as such. So let's see if they can do something with this, as it is all to still be played for. But already NaVi looking for a little bit more action here. 2 players going to be pushing up towards middle. I think Simple is one of them, and he's going to be thwarted away already. Flashes are plenty, so backing off, having to maybe respect a little bit of what's coming. And there we go. Actually falls away from this. Something we credited towards Immortals before, but Guardian fancies his odds and sticks out for that one, but gets punished by Lucas. But Simple was there close enough by to at least recover the AWP. Yeah,
but I mean, Simple falling back, making the smart decision. Then you see Guardian re-peek right into it. So that's and then Simple staying in connector with an AWP. So close range fight with the sniper rifle. Could be interesting to see how that goes. But it is Simple, so we're just gonna let him do it. Meanwhile, the big thing that NaVi had, they just gave up. They had pushed down the A ramp, and this is where Simple comes into play. And Lucas, he does clear at the last second, but there's the P250. 1 player jumps in a window. I don't know if Simple got that information. It doesn't look like it. 2 players in the knife out, and Phelps cuts off the rotation, a double kill, and that's going to seal the round for Immortals.
Huge play from Phelps there. After what looked like Simple was about to take control of that entire round, it just fell to pieces. And Henny's going to close it out in the end, and Immortals, what seemed like they kind of blinked and just skipped through those first couple of rounds, have now shown that they can certainly fight back.
I mean, the crazy thing is that it's actually Steel that wins the round with that 1 kill over towards B, because that's where you see those 2 players pull their knife out and say, we have to get over towards the B bomb site. We have to rotate, and that's what kind of makes them throw caution to the wind. Brilliant play by Phelps to jump into window at that moment to be in that position. But if that kill from Steel doesn't happen, he might not get a double kill there.
Double up as well, going to count for NaVi now. Simple and Guardian both going to be on towards those. Edward's going to be smoked out from window. Can't really stick around there too long. But from the Immortals side already, a bit of a 1-2-2. 2 towards mid, 2 towards A. But Simple going to find Lucas so handily through towards mid and going to back away as quickly as he can right through the map and left. Just kind of dealing with what was just done is Phelps, but just going to build himself in towards B. This is brave. Brazen almost to be able to make it this far, and Simple completely unaware. No, Phelps has got such a huge advantage. Simple has no information of Phelps getting away with murder. Looks for his third as well. He can't quite find it. Edward's there, but now the punish tries to come in from the other sort of positions, but it can't be done. NaVi have stopped it, but it's still possible here. 2 players remain for Immortals.
Well, this is going to come down to its timing, and it doesn't go in the way of Steel. Unfortunately, the brilliant play from Phelps towards the B bomb site, the rest of Immortals was not in position to take advantage of that. That bomb was all the way back down towards top mid, towards the entrance into those B tunnels, and Henny picks it up. Now he finds himself in a 1-on-3, and he's got a nice reaction, nice flick over. But Guardian has moved into good positioning as well, and Henny's not ready, but did Guardian miss that? Or did he tag him through a box? Now this is doable. Guardian's got to be very, very careful. His teammate is coming, but Guardian just shooting shots through the boxes, trying to keep Henny at bay. And where's it going to come? There's the peek. Henny wins that. And now he's got a one-on-one.
He's predicting Edward's position for a second, then he looks away, doubting himself, but he gets the peek as well. He spots him out. Edward's 14 HP, but he has everything, and Henny picks it up as well. Huge play from him in a 1v3, unraveling Na'Vi piece by piece. And Edward getting punished thoroughly for that.
Oh my word. So many missed opportunities. I mean, this play from Phelps is massive.
Yeah.
This is beautiful, but you can see the bomb is still so far away. Look at Henny. Takes damage from Flamey. Guardian even shoots at him as he comes up connector. I mean, there were so many chances, and even Edward at the end, just the timing of it, he takes shots, gives away his position, but Henny's able to get in cover. That's incredible, and I mean, a smart pause from Na'Vi, because that'll put you on tilt.
Yeah, you gotta cool down from that one.
I've got to cool down after that.
I think we all do. Just it's like, no. You know, you get that horrible feeling something's gonna happen. It's like, no, he's gonna win it, isn't he?
Yeah,
of course he's gonna win it.
He's gone done it.
Yeah, he's gone done it, and now Na'Vi, the Vape Dragon down the bottom there, just going to be getting himself ready for this one. 12-8.
What is happening?
I don't know anymore. You got to just, you know, really go for that Vape Nation to get you out of that round, because that's not going to be feeling good. Bolt's just going to be farming it up. No worries. My word, this is just shooting fish in a barrel. It's round Na'Vi one out of the way. This is not a round you want to dwell on. Na'Vi do want to dwell on the last one, losing that 1v3. So
I'm not over the vaping.
No, it's just wonderful. See, I was like, why is there some sort of cloud machine? There it is again, kicking off. But no, Na'Vi now need to kind of resettle themselves after that round. You good?
I can't help it. Yeah, this is now, okay, so the op is going to come out on Guardian. This time they don't have the double op setup. You can see kind of the danger of that. Simple on catwalk with it, finding that pick, and Guardian towards the A bomb site. Obviously a very deadly duo to have ops in both hands, but 12-9, and that clutch from Henny gives him the chance to get right back into this. So yeah, Na'Vi not making this easy on themselves.
No, they really aren't. And you start getting a little, I get a little nervous when I see a team like Immortals get some sort of, not necessarily confidence, but it's the momentum that you get from these rounds. When you start to break back in, when you get those clutches, it all starts to feel like, okay, well, this is our game. This is when you see those players start to feel even better, starting to go for maybe picks, maybe positions that you wouldn't often see. But we'll see if that comes through in the end, because so far this posturing towards B, maybe just an initial start, but it's all but a ruse towards A. Bolt's going to be selling a bit of a kipper here so far. Molly out, flashes galore, but no real presence displayed. And Edward's already found Phelps, so not sure if they're going to read this properly, but there you go. Look who's waiting in the wings, just in the back line. Seized is not going to show his hand just yet, and patience may just pay off. Steel going to go for the plant, but Lucas spots him out, and Simple's there, but the bomb's still down, and it's still a 3v4.
Oh, nice tag from Guardian, though. The damage is done. Henny, though, with the op. That's going to be the position that's big, that's huge, and he does take down Guardian. Now, the op was passed over towards Simple due to the low HP. They knew the rifle might need to get a little bit more aggressive, but all the fight since then, Bolt's just lurking on the flank, cuts off Edward, and this might be a save call for Na'Vi. They don't have a lot of opportunities to retake this unless someone presents themselves as Simple and he's able to capitalize. But, I mean, actually, this is definitely going to be a save, because Flamey's already not even moving towards the site.
Flamey's long gone.
He's like, nah.
I'm good without that, thank you. But again, Immortals finding a way in after... I don't know, it's scary to watch these guys. It always feels like it's on a knife edge, because at that point it was like, okay, well, Seized could literally unravel everything. Then Simple comes in. It's like everything could have happened that sort of way, but Lucas with the I don't know, the intuition to look for it there.
Oh, what a shot. Yeah, first bullet as well. He even gets dinked, so if he doesn't get that kill, he's down, and then the plant has to stop, so buys more time. But that's great stuff from Immortals. So 10-12, and Guardian and Flamey still with the weapons. I mean, there's still a lot of damage that can be done with these two weapons on themselves in these players' hands.
Yeah, Simple gonna drop that one over towards Guardian. This was something that I guess people were considering earlier is, Simple ego, quote unquote, is it gonna be a factor? So far, it doesn't seem to be even a problem at this point in that way. Happily gonna give Guardian that, and he's gonna play the Deagle very, very close by towards B. And 3 players here, actually, and why not, I guess. If you're Na'Vi, you've got to take a gamble somewhere if you're on a round like this.
And Immortals just being very cautious, making sure they have everything covered, using their utility to keep themselves safe while they clear out certain corners. Obviously, Connector was being spammed up. Phelps, he could jump into a window if he chooses to, but for now, I think he's just going to be patient. There's one of the rifles. He's been spotted out. That's Flamey towards the A site. Seized falls over at B. That's Steel, pretty much all on his own, and he's been a menace over there in those B halls on both sides of the map. He was the one doing aggression in the first half that was so difficult to deal with, and right now, Phelps is just taking liberties all across the map. Navi's not able to contain him in many of these rounds, so Navi's just getting picked apart one by one.
Yeah, it's worked out so nicely for Immortals so far. Very clean. Not too costly yet. There's the first little bit of a blowback, I guess, at this point. Edward going to find Steel there. Gun recovered, still has some armor, but how much can you do here? Guardian now being removed. It looks a little bit too far beyond what they can achieve. And a double AWP on the T side, is that what you really want to go for? Or just going to find it for the sake of it?
Yeah, I think he's going to switch it back for sure. I mean, he was just using that for the range of that one peek, yep, towards market. But yeah, I don't think they'll. Why switch up what's not broken? Because Immortals have clawed themselves back into this match. This is a very good T-half they've put together to start, and a lot of it comes down to some miscommunication, some disorganization from Navi, and allowing players like Phelps, like Steel, to find very, very isolated battles.
So just a quick update as well. Liquid 11-8 at the moment now. G2 closing in a little bit there.
That one
okay?
hurts. That one hurts.
Sorry. All right, we'll move on to Astralis 11-8 as well over Tai Lu. So we'll keep up to date on these and how this kind of affects everything else. But so far, Edward desperately trying to keep hold of this rifle. Phelps looking to take that one away, and the molly starts to burn. A couple of seconds left, and you know, what can you do if you're Edward there?
You can just see him resign himself to his fate, just tapping while in the flames.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have another pause here, and the money on the Immortal side is huge. I think Henny has something. Yeah, I think he's nearing 16K. Yeah, I mean, Henny has like 1,300. Steel's got 10,000. Bolts has 10,000.
They're good.
A lot of money. They're happy.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
But
all coming down to the 3-on-1 that they lost.
How frustrating is that as well to look back on, as even as a team and as individuals, just going, why? We could have done so much, different, of course. But they're a team that's been around the block. They shouldn't, in theory, get that tilted by it. But they're still known as quite a fiery team as well. Yeah,
I mean, so that's a big thing to think about, is that they are a team that's been known to argue and bicker and get tilted, so to speak, in the middle of matches. I mean, that's the thing. If you lose this game and you look back at that 3-on-1, obviously that's going to be painful. The question is, are they thinking about it now? Because that's where it really prevents you from moving past it in a position where you could get eliminated from this tournament if you don't.
Yeah, but a big play coming through on short as well, and Ladderum. Simple's just trying to lay down the bait, face me, try and take the fight, but don't die for it, Simple.
Yeah, that's what you don't want to see. Simple, he peeks into that 2 times, he challenges 2 to 3 times, going for more. Like, why are you doing that when you know you've already lost the angle? That doesn't need to happen, and that's just punishing now for Navi.
He could have played in Guardian, who was playing up from short. He was already there, literally just get them to be facing you, so maybe Guardian could have taken that fight. You didn't need to do it all yourself there, but still, these small issues maybe seeping in at 11-12. You certainly start to feel the pressure, and still going to spot out one, but Seas comes out on top, so at least going to even the field up 4v4 now.
Yeah, but I mean, this benefits the Immortal side. Look at the positions there. Lucas and Connector, they've got 2 more players in middle. They've got Bolts, who's going to start challenging up a ramp. He's moving slowly, thinking maybe he's going to find a one-on-one, but it's Lucas actually who spots it out, and he wins that. There's no one here to cover for this. And there's Phelps again. Yeah, these positionings, advanced positioning from the Immortals players, and Navi is just crumbling. And it's off the back of stressed out plays like the one we just saw from Simple. That needs to stop. Navi out of that timeout as well, to still be making a play like that. They have got to get their minds right.
Phelps has been ferocious throughout this map. I absolutely love how he's been playing. Just that real aggression that gets right in between the rotates, makes CT side so uncomfortable. He's been doing it so consistently. It's not even a one-off. It's been time and time again. It's been a hindrance towards Na'Vi time and time again. So 12-12 now. Na'Vi starting to flounder a little under the pressure that's been applied by Immortals after that little bit of a start, a little bit of a hiccup with the pistol. It didn't go well for them. They got completely demolished. They have recovered and then some. Yeah, and this is where you really see what's been holding this Na'Vi lineup back, because yeah, the skill is there. The skill is incredible, as you can see from Edward with that dig across the map. But obviously the communication, something is not right in the synergy that these players have when they have to rotate to fill gaps in the defense, when they have to make decisions to try and come back from a disadvantaged situation. This is where you start to see the cracks for Na'Vi. 12-12, they're on pistols, they have 1 UMP on Guardian, and they have a 4-on-3. And if they could steal this away from Immortals, that would be a big boost for the morale of this Na'Vi side. Okay, so the bomb dropped below window. I was a little bit worried then when I saw it on the map. I was like, oh no, that's not ideal. But it's still recoverable, it's fine. And Na'Vi haven't been able to, Na'Vi haven't been able to recover any of the weapons so far they've taken down. So, again, good damage between Edward and Seized, but it's not going to be able to secure them around just yet. Still utility as well with Immortals. They can build themselves into this. They just have to pick the right way to do it. So Bolt, Steel, and Henny need to find the right approach. Find a window of opportunity. Will Na'Vi give it to them? That's yet to be seen. Already, though, Steel can be flashed in. Cleans out Ladderum. No one there. You can start making a pretty educated guess that they're going to be playing deep on the sides anyway. How can we find the best approach here?
The interesting thing could be this the Seas Simple lineup over towards Van. Obviously, one of the 2 Molotovs that Immortals have would ruin everything here, but actually if Seized is a little bit over-aggressive and makes sure to get seen and killed, that could put Simple in a really good position.
Let's see if those mollies go towards it already. They're not checking this yet. And no, neither molly's been put towards it. Henny's now watching the back, but the whole game plan is up. And here we go. Simple's the one to react first, finding bolts. But look at the time, 10 seconds left, and the bomb's right next to him. This is huge from Simple, being a guardian of that bomb. Just denies them step by step, pushing towards him. 3 kills in the end. And the play that we thought was going to go the other way around, where it was maybe an overextend from Simple, would play maybe the other. No, it was Simple in the end with that limited HP already.
I mean, you now see the two sides of Simple, like the over-peaking, the over-aggression that gets him picked off, that puts his team in a really rough spot, and then the godlike play to save that round with just a pistol, picking up an AK-47, and 3 kills from him. So, I mean, basically, at the moment, NaVi is living and dying by Simple.
Well, that sword certainly has a sharp edge at the moment, so we'll see if it keeps up at this point. And at the end of the day, Immortals still have so much more to go to. It feels as though they've been running out a really nice sort of game plan on their T side so far. We haven't seen them kind of falling into, I guess, too many kind of default A hits or anything of that such. It's just been kind of, okay, we take mid, we get Phelps into a good spot, and then we just play to where we open up. It's been really, really well constructed so far from them. I want to see what happens when they get pushed a little bit back now. This is the first round we've seen them having to kind of, keep in mind that NaVi still have a lot of bite to them here. It's not just that bark that comes with the name of them, and there you go. Guardian's going to find bolts, so that's a good beginning. Still looking for a response, though, but no one's playing that close. But the trail of Molotovs just light up the way, but there is a man just playing by short, but Phelps removes him. That's big. And now the B site is looking a little more vulnerable. Simple is there. The man, arguably myth at this point, and maybe a legend after this round, but we'll see what he can do. Edward's going to go first. He's going to just set the pace here, but goes down, plays in Simple almost, gets the spray towards one, but he can't close down the shot, and Lucas will save steal, and that bomb should be planted any second now.
Awkward position to Simple to be in. He was trying to make a play, and maybe Edward brought some attention to that position that he didn't want, but still couldn't get anything done. And yeah, this is the right call. Fall back, Guardian and Flamey going to save their weapons. And while the money does look a little bit dicey, Simple's going to be able to buy in the next run, and Guardian can drop a gun over. So there is going to be another investment from NaVi, more than likely in the next run, if they're able to keep these weapons. You can see Immortals, they're on the hunt. They obviously want to prevent that from happening, and Phelps has spotted out Guardian's position, or Flamey, excuse me. He saw that shoulder peek, and there's no eyes on this positioning from Phelps until, well, I take it all back. Nice
How
shot
dare
from
you
Guardian.
doubt Guardian? Yeah. How dare you?
How dare
Logically doubt Guardian. But he's going to cling on to this one, as is Flame. So they at least keep hold of these guns in hand. And a quick update from the other games. Astralis on the verge of closing out against Tyloo 14-8. Liquid leading 13-9 over G2. But again, keep in mind the maps. Check it out for yourself. Nuke is still there. Your hopes and dreams can still be dashed, Moses. But for now, back into this one, 13-13, all even. Aside from the money, not very even.
Not very even at all, but I mean, this is okay. So a double op setup comes out. That's pretty cool that they're able to afford that after the economic situation. So good for them. And now, I mean, this is going to neutralize it. A fast B play. Simple's blinded up. What can he do with the AWP?
In any situation, it's tough to work with, but let's find out what he can achieve now. Players left, right, and center. You can't hit the one on the left, goes back to the one on the right, but there you go. It's Lucas all over that B bomb site, denying every step of that way. And now Guardian, Edward, and Flamey left in just no man's land. No step towards the site, no information, everything blocked off on fire. It's time to back away again.
Yeah, it's already a save call. Not enough comes out for the defense on that B site. That one flashbang that blinds Simple takes away anything he can really do. And I mean, it's a little bit of a bummer for him because they invested in that double op that in that situation, perhaps an M4 would have been better. Just can't really do anything. C's had the pistol up close, but I mean, this is Immortals. That fast-paced call completely neutralizes any kind of double op setup there is.
I don't know if that was something Immortals knew or didn't, but
this has been a sick half for Immortals.
It really has been.
This is what 8 of the last 9 rounds go to the Immortal way. Since the gun rounds began, they have completely outplayed NaVi in every sense.
That is insane. And they've not been exactly close either. If you actually look back on who's left standing to a degree, it's a very accurate picture as to why the money is so drastically against NaVi here. They've had so little to really build off. Again, look at this season Simple. Money's not looking so great for them either. You've got to feel if they actually read that a double up could have been a possibility, that is a hit that you want to be going for almost. Those sort of hits go straight towards the side, very aggressive, deny the kind of approach the double up can bring. But there it is, and there it goes. 14-13 now, Immortals take the lead. And, well, NaVi are left to try and do something, try and pull the pieces together, because it looks like they haven't had an answer so far, particularly towards that Immortals T side. Yeah,
and I mean, why not? Look at Immortals. They're going right back towards this B bomb site. They've taken it a couple times. Why not once more lean on it, see if it's going to collapse? And the defenders over here are Simple and seized. A shotgun and a FAMAS. There's a Molotov in Simple's hands, but it's going to be the up from Guardian that rings out the first time. When does C's pounce with this shotgun? Because this is a position that could get Molotoved.
It really, really, they're not going to do it. This gives him freedom, this gives him a chance, and it plays in simple as well. Steel will fall, but Lucas is there again, but a man's got loose on the site, and it is Lucas trying to buy a bit of time, but Seized dances round, looks for his opportunity, and strikes, but his Guardian finding the shots up close and personal pretty much at this point, and now Bolts left in the 1v4, and of course, there's the jumping shot.
He deserved that. His
he
mobility,
was trying so hard on everything else.
His mobility to just stay alive in that and just be a distraction is huge. So NaVi a weaker buy, and finally they stop that hit towards the B bomb site from Immortals. So 14-14 all, and Immortals might have to go back to something with a little bit more finesse, with a little bit of tactics underlying it, because those are the rounds where they've put Phelps in crazy positions to have such a massive impact on this defense.
Again, Liquid 13-10 now, G2's just catching up, but actually I'll come back to that because Henny's already going to go for a peek towards middle. So looking for a little bit of play here. No one's actually going to face at this point. On the T side, everything's in your hands now. NaVi have just suddenly come back a little bit. The last couple of rounds have been quite close here. We started saying what a great T side from Immortals, but it's not over. NaVi still have a lot of fight left, and we've said it from the very beginning. The individuals on this side can always cause problems. You never can write them out.
Yeah, but they've only won like 2 rounds since those 3 that were the pistol, and one of them was another round where they had mostly pistols. Simple had that 5-7 kill, pick up the AK-47. So they've only won actually like 1 gun round in this match, and that's got to be a little bit daunting, a little bit intimidating if you're rooting for NaVi. Phelps now, again, using the smoke to get into his position. I believe they talked about this on the analyst desk, using that smoke to get himself out towards Tetris box, and what can he do with it?
Flamey is absconded away from this. He can't be spotted. He gets a very easy peek from Bolts if he comes out, but let's see how they try and work their way around. This is a very, very slow pinch towards A so far, and Edward finding Henny's a big, big hit there, and there you go, shoulder peek for Bolts will provide him the shot that he needs. Now Edward smoked out, but gets sprayed in towards, allows Phelps to get free, and now going to go straight up towards the box, and I almost believed in Phelps to hit that one, but Guardian is starting to warm up here, and this is the Guardian that starts to destroy dreams here. 2 kills already under his belt, looks for his follow-up, can't get it. Lucas will hit the shot, and we're back down to a 2v3, but bomb in the hands of Lucas here. 6 HP to play with, and 3 opponents to deal with as well, and Steel needs to find a way to be incredibly relevant to this round.
Yeah, well, yeah, he really does, because they have no utility. There's no nades they can use. Steel, his best option, I mean, is to go through that murder hole and try and flank around towards CT spawn. I think Simple might even be watching it, but this is going to be tough. There is a player on Catwalk, and when does the peek come in? Right now, stops the plant as well, and that's going to be it. Edward cleans out Steel. Even the timing, the plant couldn't have gotten down after that initial kill. 15-14. NaVi take the lead again right at the end. And there he is. There he is. There's the Guardian we like. That's a great second shot.
What a beast. After his position's noted as well, he still comes up with work like that. And if you're Immortals, how much is this one hurting? You had everything in your control on this T side in the last couple of rounds, the last couple of opportunities for NaVi. Suddenly Edward's become, this consistent rock, providing a lot of work here. Guardian starts to play, but Henny's had enough. He's going to just take a quick fight towards middle, and he wins it out with the orb. Okay, back and forth we go. Why not an OT? Why not?
How's your consistent rock now? Taken out of the fight.
Shattered. That is how my consistent rock is. But there's Guardian. There's the man you want to see. But a curious position, playing from very tucked in towards the side, very far up, leaving pretty much window open. Phelps is there, of course, no surprise in that aspect. But again, this is still up in the air. Either side can break back into this round now.
Well, the real thing is Phelps, the impact player this entire half. His positioning is looking very, very nice. I don't think anyone from NaVi expects this whatsoever, and we've seen him make huge plays here. I don't think Simple realizes it, and he's just biding his time. That's the thing. Seas is watching behind him, but this is allowing Steel a path to get into the site, which Simple doesn't see. It's going to come back towards timing, because Simple in this setup is the one who has to periodically check behind and look towards B tunnel, see if anyone's out. Because you could see, Steel's already dropped down towards the van. That's what's causing Henny with the bomb to rotate back towards the B site. And all of a sudden, Phelps, that position looks much, much more powerful.
This could be massive. 40 seconds left. The bomb is slowly working its way over towards B. Both sides desperate for one other to make the mistake here. And Henny has to do this with the orb as well. That's interesting. Bolts is now going to start making a little bit of a ruse, bit of a play towards A, just kind of showing a little bit here, but you don't want to show too much because Guardian will absolutely destroy that every day of the week. But I think they've heard the steps. They've given something away here, because still, even though he's out, he can't get the job done. It's a 1-for-1 trade out here, but Caesar's problems, and that's Phelps coming in from the back lines. And there you go, Phelps and Bolts come up with the goods, but no, Caesar's hindering their progress. 15 seconds left, it's all on him, but the bomb is there. This could be huge. Henny can't hit the shot, and now Seized knows what's up. 10 seconds. They have to take this fight. They've got to charge him down. Seized, you've got to hold them off now, but he can't do it. Bolts will bring it to 15-15. We are going OT.
Oh, my Lord. Phelps, again coming in on the flank. And C's just can't hold on. That's just too much to ask for him.
It really
But that's, you know, you mentioned like both teams in that 4-on-4 waiting for the other team to make the mistake. NaVi had already made it, and they've been making it throughout this half. They're giving so much room to these Immortals players on the T side. Like Phelps always getting into window room undetected. Now Steel over towards the B bomb side is getting everything he wants. He came out of halls and he sits at Van for a good 30 seconds in this round, and no one had any idea. So before NaVi even realizes that they've made a mistake, they've already done it. They've already lost.
Terrifying prospects lay ahead for both sides now. 15-15. Quick update as well. Astralis have won their game over Tyloo. Liquid currently at 14-12 over G2. So everything's still going on here, guys. And this one is an absolute cracker of a game. But is that a bit of mid-aggression I'm seeing from Edward? Okay, so this is a bit of a first time for everything. So a bit of a switch up into OT. Why not? But he's going to stick around. The Flash is a completely easy target for Phelps in the end.
I mean, Days mentioned that they like to switch up which smokes they use for mid-control. And here it's Catwalk and here it's Window Room, which pretty much negates the fact that an Opera was there to back up Edward. So he just eats a flashbang and he's got nowhere to go. Flamey as well. And I think actually Lucas even spotted him. Yeah, here comes the spam. It's not doing as much damage as he would like, but this A-bomb site's under a lot of pressure, even more so now. Simple, no better time for you to shine.
That was gorgeous from Lucas as well, taking an unorthodox sort of height position to make it count. And look at that fine Simple as well. Lucas coming into his own here. Not just Phelps finding that form, and now Guardian and Seized left to watch as it all seems to burn down around them. Bomb yet to actually get towards A either, though, so there's still a little bit of room for play here. I wouldn't put it past Guardian to hit a few shots at this sort of spot here, but surely to be predicted. But no, Steel gets decimated, but Phelps is going to be slowly but surely creeping around. And how many times can this one man do this, Guardian? Are you serious? Are you absolutely serious, Guardian? The sense, the game sense is just sublime from this man. Now it's a 2v2. And if you're Immortals, you start shaking. You start to feel this round might not be yours. It may not have been yours from the start. And Guardian again spots out another victim to possibly fall. And he waits. He won't peek that angle again, will he? Is he brazen enough? No, but the peek just a second away. And there's still Cease to be played into this one. 25 seconds left now.
Yeah, I mean, Cease could just be patient here. They haven't planted the bomb, and Guardian's going to come meet back up with him. And now, oh, Cease can stop it. Can he? No, not yet.
Bolts.
He's so low. Bolts gets the kill. There's Guardian. 15 seconds left. He's got the angle. Misses that shot. But Bolt still hasn't picked up the bomb. Oh, this is a disaster. He's got to go for this. He's got to run the gauntlet. Oh, but he gets the kill. He just peeks, and Guardian, he's not ready for it. I think he sees the flash come out and tries to back away. But what an incredible round. Immortals with a huge lead in a 5-on-2, and they almost give up that round due to some heroics from Guardian. This is just disgusting that he's ready for this.
Of course he saw the shadow, but he was already predicting that there was a possibility that was going to happen. That was a beautiful play till the very end, but as you said, there was a moment that he must have doubted that and got caught out, overstayed his welcome, but credit to Immortals for closing down when they needed to. That started to look like that 1v3, but the other way around. When that sort of play happens, you're like, Guardian's starting to get warmer and warmer and warmer, and that's where he comes into his own. But 16-15 now, Immortals have the lead in their hands now. They need to take it further. What is their plan this round? One man already out towards Tetris. This is very brave from Bolts to just sit there.
Yeah, this is sick. And they've been doing this all half, and NaVi still, how is there no eyeballs on this? He can do so much damage. There it is. There's Guardian. He can get the second one as well. Flamey's not ready for it. That can't happen. NaVi's been letting this happen throughout the entire half, and it's killing them throughout the entire match. Edward now here to recover, and he can't do it. Phelps and Lucas just taking everything they want, and it's just down to Seize so quickly.
How can you allow that to happen? How is that a possibility? Do you know what, Immortals, good job for being brave and finding these exploits and punishing them for this time and time again, but NaVi, you are making errors and allowing Immortals so much more room to work with than they even need to be given.
Well, look at the money now, so...
Nice. Edward just straight onto the Nova.
Yeah, the mistakes have come calling at this point because, yeah, the shotgun, the upgraded pistols, they're not going to have any rifles, they're not going to have any AWP, which has been such a huge tool for them. Yeah, this is now, they're paying for their mistakes at this point.
This is devastating. Absolutely devastating for them. But Lucas, again, straight out towards middle. They know that this one looks like it's theirs, and they're playing towards it now. They're not going to be kind of holding back anything at this point. You've got to be cautious to a degree, but you don't want to give NaVi room to work their way into this. And that's what they'll find the right balance of doing here. Simple, waiting for a chance to strike from Ladarum. Again, though, there's already presence towards Cat. He has no idea the smokes are still in full effect. So NaVi looking for any chance to play back into this.
Well, at the moment, Simple dodging some fire, and yeah, it spreads, and he just jumps out right at the exact moment. But there's an opening kill from Phelps. That's onto Guardian, and he has just been a master of this window room connector area throughout the entire terraced half for Immortals. And I mean, how does NaVi get back into this? They have 3 players towards the B bomb site. If Immortals doesn't go there, they're pretty much done for. All there is 1 player out towards A, and that's, I believe,
Edward
a shotgun.
with a Nova.
Yeah.
So you know what? I got faith.
Well,
Simple, gonna find Phelps. That's that's a bit of a way back in, I guess, here. And now there's Edward, but I don't know how much he can do. Let's find out. There you go. Finds one. Bolts goes down, but he can't make it away quick enough. Now Simple left in a predicament. A 1v2. An AK to hand. That's impressive. And now a kit. So he's got a chance in this. If it was anyone else, you might start writing him off. But it is Simple. He's going to have to take risks, calculated risks to get this far. And he's going to negate the player at ramp, and he's worked his way around. Now, he's got to be cautious of CT, of course. He has no idea where these players may be, but checks it. At some point, you just have to risk that, all right, this is as far as I can check towards this, and there it is. There's that line he's drawn. But now where can he work them out to be? Ramp, still a possibility. Palace, possibly. And then also Steel, hopping up on the box to take him down. And Immortals have the clean T side that I can imagine any NaVi fan was dreading.
Yeah, that's a tough situation. Although we have to remember, NaVi put together a very good T side of their own, it's not quite out of it just yet. But I mean, NaVi's gonna look back. I'm sure Starix is just watching that happen from behind them, and that's got to be the most stressful feeling as a coach, because how many times NaVi failed to punish just individual plays, whether it was Steel, whether it was Phelps, whether it was Bolts over towards A. Just so much respect and so much room given up, which is interesting considering the talent of NaVi. Oh no. You have bad news for me, don't you?
I don't think Liquid are in a great spot right now. It's 14-14. And I've heard maybe there's a match point sitting with G2 here. So I'm sorry, Moses. This might be where the Bald Eagle gets his wings clipped. But we'll find out. We'll find. It's not over yet. Don't worry. Don't worry. The dream's alive. Maybe not much longer. But 18-15 here as Immortals, again, one round away from closing out towards NaVi. These guys have fought back valiantly, but do not underestimate NaVi's T side. This is something that we saw before, and it was valid and it was good. It was hard for Immortals to break back in towards. So again, this could still be all to play for.
Yeah, the big disadvantage, obviously, is that NaVi was able to reset the economy of Immortals so many times throughout that half. Here, they don't have that. It's going to start out very, very good. Henny with the op. I mean, he's just looking for a pick and underpass. Heavy towards middle for NaVi, all 5 players there, but it's not going to matter if Henny picks off one of them. Can he go for the second? He flick down doesn't work. Edward does clean him out. But what more? There's Guardian as well. Flamey's the next one up. Phelps is going to hunt this down, and he's going to win that fight. No one there to trade. 2 players at B, and NaVi with the bomb so far away. In a 3-on-3, they still don't have any real opportunity to take a bomb site. But look at this rotation. Immortals gambling towards the A bomb site. Everyone leaving B. Yeah.
But I guess they felt that the bomb was way closer than it was. And to be fair, NaVi left the bomb up towards the top of mid and maybe didn't realize this is what's going to happen, but here it is. You've got a big chance towards B now. Yeah,
well, the benefit for Immortals is obviously we know that they've all evacuated the B bomb site. NaVi doesn't, so this allows a lot of times for plays like this. And how many times are we going to watch Phelps just push up and gain map control? He sees everything. He sprays down 1, he sprays down 2. He's going to go for the 3rd as well. It's just Guardian. He's going to get into the site. He couldn't even get a plant, but he's got to win a 1-on-3.
Phelps has been immaculate thus far, and Guardian needs to match that and then some. 3 players stand in the way of him and his team at the moment. And here we go. First to fall will be Phelps. 10 seconds left. Bomb gets faked, and Guardian looks for the next victim. He finds it. Steel next in line. Lucas, you've got to know this is going to be the plant coming down, but no. He sticks back in. He maybe hoped that Guardian would fake and risk it all on that, but now Guardian in a power position, waiting patiently. Lucas has to play back into this with limited information. And Guardian picks his spot, and now he looks for the moment to strike Lucas. Doesn't!
Oh, no.
Oh my god, Lucas gets it in the end. Guardian falls, and no matter what they did, no matter how far they seemed to fight on that sort of front, Guardian couldn't put it off, and it will be Immortals to pick it up cleanly in OT.
Oh, he played that 1-on-3 so well. Finding individual fights, baiting out with the bomb, so well done. But Lucas hits a 6th shot, and I don't even know what the numbers are, but Phelps is my MVP of this map. This was an incredible performance in terms of sheer impact of the kills he got when he chooses to pounce. Just a sick match from him.
That was incredible. There's so many moments to look through in that game and find some really, really important moments from. But I do believe the other games are still going on. There's OT going down right now between Liquid and G2.
Nice.
So look at the smile creeps back into his face. So
we're back,
we
boys.
are going to be
dazed to be
for now.
damned.
We are going to quickly head over to the analysis area just to break that one down very quickly. We'll hopefully be able to jump back into the Liquid game against G2 once it's done. Alex, take it away.
Yeah, Lauren's absolutely right. This may very well be a bit of a quick one, as we want to make sure we do catch all of the action going down in the OT, because it's going to be either a bit of a tiebreaker going into some MR3 16K, or we're going to be done and dusted, depending if G2 wins that one. So, Days, nice and swiftly, let's understand what happened there on Mirage. A very angry NaVi conceding that loss.
Yeah, 2 things I learned from that. 2 new favorite things of mine.
Hit me.
Phelps, my favorite player.
Yeah.
My new favorite player. He was awesome. And second, simple face cam, best thing ever.
Oh, God.
That is hilarious.
It's just ridiculous.
You feel like every round with him, he's so animated. It's the best.
And I just don't think I'd want to be sitting next to him, playing against him.
Well, Flamey does. He's just sitting there vaping. It's hilarious. You just see clouds of smoke.
Absolutely insane. So the way things are going down, we have just received word. Whoever wins this game between G2 and Liquid is going to be the 3rd team through to the playoffs. There is no tiebreakers to be played. And actually, instead of running replays, instead of analyzing Mirage, we're going to jump straight back into this one because it's going to be Nuke. It's Liquid G2 and it's gone 15-15 overtime. Let's see how this final game of the day plays out with your casters.
All right, let's do this. Let's just get into the game because I know you are chomping at the bit to see your favorite team in the world play.
I feel like the world's against me. I feel like everyone just is rooting.
Apart from the entirety of North America, right?
Yeah, but like I meant in this building right now, everyone is just kind of like hoping and praying that
it's
G2
fine.
wins.
I think we can jump into gameplay right now just to kind of catch up on what's been going down, hopefully. I'd like to just see where the players are. Even if it's a timeout, I just want to find out where we are and what the Mai's like. I just want to get into the game because, as I said, this is whoever wins this goes into that position to play, go through towards playoffs. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Wait, so who goes through in this one, actually?
Yeah, I think because Immortals won, whoever wins this is... I don't know if it's automatically through, but I think they're in the better position, obviously. Well,
they go through
you'd imagine that the winner would be in a better position.
No, they go straight to playoffs. So
oh, really?
That's it. This is whoever wins this one.
This is a big boy game.
This is a big boy game. So we want to get into the big boy game because Mosey loves a big boy. Ain't that right, buddy?
Kind of. Sometimes.
Sometimes. But no, I want to see this one. So here we go. We're going to get right into this. So 16-15 right now. Let's have a
good start. Look at Elish.
Good.
All good things. Elish, 35 kills. Hiko, 26. I like that. But then on the other side, I mean, what else do you expect? Scream and Shocks leading the way. Obviously, those two having a phenomenal game. CT side, though.
And Liquid picking up the first into OT, 16-15. Not bad for a T side to begin this one out. Of course, full money changes some aspects here, but no ought to be seen now on the G2 boys. So a little bit of maybe a fallback on the outside area to be kind of very aware of that. Now, Pimp looking for an early opportunity, possibly. Maybe RPK is going to play towards that. So far, though, Liquid looking like they want to get those smokes, those mollies in towards play, towards that upper site hit. We'll see if they commit towards it.
In the hut, it's going to be smoked off. It looks like they want to execute, but for now, some of the delay tactics from G2 are coming through. But how long can Liquid actually wait? Pimp going to come through. They're streaming out Squeaky Door as well. Here's Body up top. He gets dropped. Good trade, but RPK still alive in the site. The Rock for G2. Look at Nitro, though, dropping down from the top. And it's all Liquid. A 3-on-1. Scream left. He does clean off Pimp. And he's got 2 1-on-1s if he wants them. Liquid's got to be careful.
If there's any man to do this right now, it might have been him. But JDM denies it, and that's 2 rounds now on the T side. That's massive for Liquid. And G2, look at your money. That is so far from perfect. This is looking pretty set in stone. I'm not going to lie already if that doesn't work out, but I started to think maybe RPK could get some play here. Wasn't the case. And then Nitro, what a swing factor position to come in from that spot. Allow Pimp to play as well. Beautiful back-to-back stuff.
Those are kind of like the biggest impacts I've seen that new catwalk have outside. I mean, outside of the obvious that you can get up towards heaven, but players, just a lurker up there can pounce at the right moment to just backstab someone coming in through the garage.
And look at the pacing from Nitro. They're straight away looking for opportunities towards the outside area. They know there's nobody challenging from an AWP or anything like that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So why not quicken something up here? You get map control, you get some vision, you push those CTs back to those awkward predicaments, but you've got to clean your corners. And there we go. Alicia's going to find out as to why. And now Smiths waits on the other side, but has to back away, has to respect this. Alicia's left in a bit of an awkward spot there, but Shocks waits with the 5-7, spots out Pimp as well, tries to play in the player from heaven, but he doesn't get the job done. RPK got set up for something there, but no, Nitro denies both. And we're down to Smiths and Body to keep this one in check against Hiko and JDM. And the bomb yet to be planted, nor is it near any of their hands at this point. You've got Smiths holding it down. Body on the shotgun, not perfect, but at the moment, this is the best they can do.
Yeah, I mean, the big issue is with this shotgun, Body can pretty much get any position he wants. Close range, he can kind of dictate what battle he faces against. It's Smiths they have to clear out. And JDM with the AWP as well. If they get this bomb and end up going to the upper bomb site, that AWP can sometimes be a struggle to clear out positions.
He can get such a nice passive angle to this as well. He could either put himself in a position to spot slightly towards the left side, but you've got to be careful because there'll probably be a peek, or he can just play off the bomb being picked up because they'll have to commit towards someone with 35 seconds left. Body's going to spot this out as well. He'll probably be the first victim, almost play himself into this one. Allow the My God, Smiths, now it's all on you. There we go, finds Hiko, but now they know where JDM is, well, maybe hiding, and there it is. Smith shuts it down with 4 in the end. A big round from him and Shox between each other to find at least 1 round here on the CT side, but what a bit of pressure about to come towards them now as they switch over towards their T-half.
Yeah, I mean, this is them, Liquid trying to take outside and players in so many positions. This sequence was just so hectic with RPK coming up top, not getting anything, but Nitro getting a couple kills. It's just, Smith's played a phenomenal round. To say that
big.
They needed that 3rd round to go their way, and he gets 4 kills in it, that's huge, especially with those pistols. Once it gets into that 2-on-2, the unspoken kind of teammate for the G2 side is that clock. They had to clear out a lot of positions, they had to pick up the bomb, and then go inside and still clear out a lot of positions. So not a whole lot of time to do all of those things.
17-16, here we go. Liquid having an advantage after the T side is pretty impressive to have. It's pretty tricky. Again, nuke is nuke still. No matter the changes, it's still tricky to play out on that T side. CT side, of course, has so many variables that can go in their favor, but we'll see if that comes through now as G2 have to pick it up. And already a bit of a play towards outside, quite a quick one at that. G2 doing that huge line of smoke there. Not quite the straight one, I guess, from T-Red, but a little adapted, a little bit closer towards the CT side, allowing a bit of play here. Smith's going to lead the charge, and all 4 players creep their way through, leaving Shox just to wait back and watch to see if anyone's going to peek out towards this.
I mean, JDM, I believe, is below with the AWP, so this is what could be surprising.
Is there someone holding the other side of things, or is it purely just JDM down here?
I think it's just JDM.
It's just him, okay.
With the op, I mean, this could just be 1 kill here. I mean, when you swing this one, nice shot, jumping, gonna go for more, but he can't do it. That's a good trade, an important trade, and now you can see Liquid, they're dropping down ramp room. They want to cover the gaps.
Yeah, Nitro's already here. He's going to be playing off the back of ramp, just right down the bottom of it. Molly goes in, nice way to buy a bit of time. You've got to hope that no one else falls towards this. Liquid can set themselves up well. Smith is already looking for chances. Pimp waiting in those vents, though. And where's that bomb going to be going down towards at the moment?
There's a lurker somewhere on this map, and that's what worries me the most, and that's what should worry Liquid as well. Nitro getting that opening kill. Pip now in the vents. He's not going to be able to find Smiths. It looked perfect with Shox. This is the one. This is how it's going to end. Shox, they spot him out, but he wins the fight against Elige. It's just down to Nitro. Has to cover behind him, and it's beautiful from Shox. That's the assassination play, all down to just Hiko, and he gets 1. He doesn't, he sprays down for Shox, but it's a huge round. Triple kill for the star from G2.
Shox, what a beast play. From the moment it began to the moment it ended there, he was waiting for that chance. He played that so well. Yeah. Once the information started to trickle through the ranks, he came in to just turn the tide completely. Beautiful play from him, and there's no one else in the world you'd want to be doing that, right? It's like, who do you need to depend on to just provide that sort of stuff? Shox, of course. What a player on that side for G2. And a big game from him. No surprises there, of course, but now it's all even. 17-17, G2. Not going to let this slip yet. Got a lot more to bring, and now we've got JDM again on the AWP, though. No AWP to the T side here. So looking for that pure rifle presence.
They're going to set up that smoke wall again, so JDM's going to be largely neutralized. So he was the one who dropped last time to cover the stairwell below. And Elige is going to come up here to try and help out. But that Molotov there signifies to me that G2, they want to get close up, and it's going to be really, really important for Elige here. Yeah, this is going to be a big sequence, and he gets 1. Can he get away in time? He's down so low, and he can't. So Smith trades that off, and how does Liquid recover now? Shox again with the lurk.
Such a big factor here. He can change everything. If he gets play either way, if he gets an opportunity towards upper, they can switch up. They haven't committed towards that lower site just yet. A minute still on the board. Molly's galore as well. Liquid are just waiting to see the next move from G2. G2 have so many opportunities, and if Hiko takes 1 step too far, there could be an execution waiting. Now, Shox is going to take that as the go signal. Hiko now, position noted. He's got to go big here. Spots out 1, expects the response, but there, he can't deal with it. Shox denies him, and now Nitro creeps up the ladder towards heaven. Terrified of peeking in, 40 seconds left, and the T-side need to make their move soon.
JDM now, Shox at an off angle. There's the peek. JDM, he doesn't fall though. It is the up. Can he get the peek? No, he doesn't go wide enough. The Molotov's going to hold him back, and Shox just says, all right, I'm going to get out of here. That's going to waste a lot of your time trying to find me. So it's Nitro and Pimp are the next one who have to make plays, but Pimp's stuck in the vents. He needs, I mean, Nitro's really the only playmaker that Liquid have in this scenario. Here comes that peek. He needs to find a kill, needs to alleviate pressure elsewhere, but I mean, they might even just have to give this round up.
Surely, I don't see them getting opportunities here, and no, they don't. Shox finds 2, and Smith closes it down, and now G2 take the lead back. And this could be heartbreaking for Liquid. Their money, the state of it, isn't pretty, and they haven't had much control on what G2 are doing already.
That backstab from Shox in the first round was so huge. That was the impact play, and I mean, he's really, we came in and he was below Scream. It was like 34 and what, 32 or something like that. I mean, Shox has had a phenomenal first 2 rounds in this half of overtime. This has been sick stuff, and he's poised to bring his team out of the group stage here at IEM Oakland.
Good flash though. This, oh, they're going to Wow, Elige, they know where he is. He's playing by T. RPK still walks into it. Elige now unleashes. 2 big kills come in. RPK and Smiths both fall. He spots out another. Goes back in for it. Oh, Elige! That play was sick. Shox gets absolutely destroyed. And now we're in a 4v2. Of course, this is the round. They find something to play with. And now Scream and Body. What are you going to do against that?
What even is that? That's like a tilt play from Elige. He's just like, all right, I'm going to go outside. I'll just do it myself. And he just wins everything with the UMP. That's Shox out. That's RPK and Smith's God. So 4 on 2 here. Hiko with the shotgun still, no armor. But there's just not a whole lot of options. There's a lot of utility on G2's side of things, but they just have so many people they have to find on this map.
I don't know how they're going to find a way into this. Liquid surely won't allow them back in. You can't lose these sort of rounds. Hopefully they play together, they find ways. JDM's in a dangerous spot here, but he could get so much. It's high risk, high reward at this point, and he's seen nothing, which is, I guess, a bit of a factor amongst itself. But he's going to hear these steps coming in. Body's certainly going to hear that. Now, JDM, are you aware of what could be happening now? Body going to see the shadow first and get the shot. Now it's a 2v3. Liquid need to stop this from falling apart, and Scream could be in a great position as well. Yeah,
I don't think Liquid's in a great position to actually hold on to this round. It looks a little bit dicey. No one even in the upper bomb site. They're going to have to retake this. Nitro's in the vents, which is always a disadvantage. And Hiko in the hut, but that's just a shotgun that he can use. So when does Nitro pounce? He's looking under the crack of the smoke, and there's Body into the site. So Nitro has the intel. Where's Pimp? He's the next one up that needs to have some kind of an impact. He's going to come through hut. Here comes the retake. Hiko with the shotgun. Can't do anything. There's Body with 2 huge kills. It's all down to Nitro. 1 on 2. Scream up top. Body inside of the site. He's got no kit, but he does have an AK. He wins that fight. Oh, no, it's a shotgun. That's not good. That's not what you want at all. It's Scream. Just patiently, that flashbang. Nitro eats it.
Oh, Nitro, this is so far from ideal, and Scream's going to hear every step of this. You got to do it right about now. And Nitro knows that time is running out. Scream is playing it well. He's done enough, surely. And Nitro knows that his options are limited. The bomb is ticking. He has no kit. And surely Scream does not lose these, and he doesn't. There it is. He buys the time, and Nitro just has to wait and see. And there it is. At the end of the day, it was hard fought for, but what a way to end that one out.
The shotgun.
The shotgun of all things. He's got an AK. No, he's got the shotgun.
What a nightmare. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, but phenomenal job by G2 in that overtime. Those outside tactics as well. The way they just set up the smoke walls, get down towards lower.
Shox.
Yeah, Shox on the lurk. That's the thing. Like, you see this little dot, this little terrorist dot somewhere on the map. You're like, I don't know where he is. But that's going to be what wins the round for G2.
And it was, in the end, that sort of playthrough ramp just to find pretty much everything at Echo throughout the rest of the rounds as well. And sadly for Liquid, it's not a good position to be in now. For them, this road might have just come to a close. But for G2, it's a chance to get in towards those playoffs. And I think they've actually secured their spot there. So, guys, I can imagine it's a nice wrap-up, a nice way to kind of close things out. You can kind of go through the groups that now stand and obviously what the playoffs look like. So, Alex, take us through that one.
Thanks very much, guys. Yes, 3 teams locked in for the playoffs over in the Oracle Arena in Oakland, and 3 teams going home after just 1 day of play. This has been a 5-map extravaganza, best of 1 round robin for Group A, and it is concluded. Dazed. I mean, we got to catch the end of that one. Of course, a fitting tribute going into overtime, but you can see your top 3 there. It will be Astralis, Immortals, and G2 Esports locking in for that top 3 position. Not necessarily what we were anticipating at the start of the day.
Well, I mean, NaVi, they aren't who we thought they were. All of us thought they were going to be just this powerhouse team, especially coming off ESL 1 New York. But what are we seeing from them? We're seeing inconsistency, we're seeing mistakes, and we're seeing seemingly a lack of communication and just sloppy play from them, which is nothing that we have ever seen from NaVi. When we think about NaVi before that, we always think of terms like consistent, just good team play and things like that.
2 teams that made a huge impact in New York for ESL 1 out in groups here for IEM Oakland. And now, as you do venture into the brackets, you can see it has been filled out for the first half of things. It's going to be Immortals taking the top half, G2 the bottom. And what is the biggest takeaway, I think, from day 1 is Astralis. This was the big question mark we outlined. Glaive joining the roster, leadership shuffle, and the Danes have managed to go ahead and secure that semi-final spot. Sam, I mean, that's probably the biggest, not surprise, but the biggest takeaway is that Astralis have hit the ground running with Glaive.
Yeah, I mean, they played great. We looked a little bit shaky when they lost that 1 game, but ever since then, just they have a solid map pool as well. So they're really fitted for best of 1s because they could probably eliminate like a lot of your best maps, at times. And Nuke, I think, will be, going forward, I think Nuke is going to be a very, very strong point for Astralis.
Yeah, we did get to see a little glimpse of what the Danish CT side can look like. Of course, tomorrow we're going to be putting another 3 teams into that very bracket. 6 competing, though, tomorrow to lock it down. It's a very, very stacked group. In fact, 5 of the 6 seen by analysts are almost to be near inseparable. Cloud9, FaZe, Mousesports, NIP, and SK, and rounding out, of course, Heroic, the no doubt underdogs. But we've seen what they can be capable of in the past. Having a player stolen certainly does make things a little difficult for them. In fact, didn't look great for them at the minor very recently as well. But this one, I mean, this is almost even harder to call than Group A for the majority of us, Sam.
For me, I don't know. I think NiP, SK, and C9 are the definite top 3. After that, I would say FaZe and Mousesports, you know, interchangeable in my opinion.
Lost in limbo.
And then Heroic probably, you know, I think they could take maps off people, but looking at it, they're probably the, you know,
UNC. I mean, we said the same thing about Immortals. You were like, they could surprise. I don't think Heroic are in the same category there yet.
If I had to pick a dark horse there, I would pick FaZe.
Yeah, okay, to go ahead and show us what they can kind of run with after the iBuyPower Masters. They got here, and now they're going to have to go ahead and show us what they're capable of. Astralis have impressed. Maybe Kerrigan can follow in his ex-teammates' footsteps. We'll find out tomorrow, and that is going to be coming up tomorrow. If you guys are interested in seeing these teams live, if you want to go ahead and catch Astralis in action in the semi-finals, you can do so. Tickets are still available. You need to head over there now. It's, of course, IEMOakland.com. Easy to remember, and you can go ahead and hang out with us and watch some of your favorite players do their thing live from the Oracle Arena. So tomorrow we're going to be doing exactly the same thing all over again with another 6 of your favorites. So you do not want to miss it. Join us bright and early if you are, of course, in the North American time zone. And we hope to see you there for all of the same, all over again, and before we venture all the way over to Oakland. See you then.